Reset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see tongue and I hear fumbling.
I totally fumbled.
Gunfighting is an art. It's a martial art, is what it is, just like karate or any other martial art.
The fundamentals of weapons should be our selling point of the whole operation. If you're going to do a serious action role, you do need to be trained in it because, I mean, you could be the greatest actor in the world, but if you're not holding your weapon correctly, you're not conveying that role.
Seeing it done wrong, like I said, just pulls you out of the story and distracts you from what's supposed to be going on.
We want to get them into weapons training immediately because that is going to be their most important skill that they're going to take away from us that they are then going to use on set. When I give an actor a weapon, first thing, within 2 seconds, he's flagging someone in the face with that rifle. First thing they're going to do is put their finger on the trigger and they're going to point it at someone. If he's going to do that behind the scenes, he's going to do that in the scene. That obviously shows that they don't know how guns work, and it shows they don't have respect for the weapons and what they can do. Safety is always emphasized from day one. So the way we do that is we teach them, you know, you're going to keep your finger off that trigger.
Get your finger off that trigger. I learned that real quick. That was one of the first things right away.
We train with real weapons, so they definitely know how a real weapon would function.
These are real weapons, and people, if they don't know how to use them, they're going to end up hurting somebody and doing something stupid.
The first class I went into with B.E.A.T, it was like a deer in headlights. They laid out all the weapons.
And they really know what they're doing when it comes to working with the weapons and also training actors to operate them.
I had decided to do B.E.A.T training after seeing the bullet exchange on Facebook. And I looked into it and I thought, man, this is the kind of stuff I need to do. This is the kind of stuff I need on my resume.
We conduct our training typically in a crawl, walk, run format. In most cases, we found that the crawl stage takes years. So we typically start them off with weapon functions, weapon types, caliber types, how to break down and clean weapons.
The handling of a weapon, you need to learn the basic rules of gun safety. You need to learn the proper grip, the proper way to manipulate the weapon.
Techniques to avoid, because no one does stuff like this. It's all very professional, very streamlined. Having the proper body posture will show if they know what they're doing or if they don't know what they're doing. The first thing we do in B.E.A.T is throw them an M4, because as soon as you batter down that idea that I have to work my way up to the cool weapons, you're putting that weapon on a pedestal. We're trying to show these actors that this is not this unattainable or super special thing. We're trying to show them that this weapon is a part of you and it is integrated into how you're going to move and how you're going to act.
So the weapon wouldn't feel like a weapon, it wouldn't feel something foreign, but just a part of me. Be able to pick it up, feel natural.
If you gave me all that stuff, I'd maybe pick up a gun and maybe shoot like Arnold Schwarzenegger down at the hip or something. But I wouldn't really know the proper way of doing it. I could maybe take a guess, probably from other movies that I saw, but those are probably wrong.
Military training is like learning to play golf or learning to kickbox. It's forcing your body to do something that's atypical to it.
Even if you take a dance movie, that person's got to learn to dance. If you take somebody for a fight movie, they got to learn to fight. It's all body mechanics and motion.
There's so much to it. It's so complex. It takes months and months of training just to get down the basics.
There's so many little details that need to be practiced in order to be able to handle a weapon properly. You really need to be coached on if you've never done it before.
Their training is from shooting to handling a weapon to running with a weapon. It's very all-encompassing.
It's all about the details. And really good actors are worried and concerned about the details.
Moving around in military gear is never easy, and it's never as fluid and effortless as you seem to think from movies and video games.
And then he goes, okay, throw this on, and I put the vest on for the first time.
You can't just slap someone in this gear. You hold M4 up to your shoulder in a t-shirt, you're like, oh yeah, that's fine, I can do this. Throw on all the gear, that gun is now like a foot away from your shoulder.
And you have to train with that. And all the gear on top of that, and all the ammo on top of that, which pulls down on your spine, and it requires physical discipline to get used to.
Hold your weapon and down. It's basically all the same one class, and it just, you're in a squat position.
Enemy upper left, and we have to really go through it.
Target in front, lift the weapons up. Never put your finger on the trigger at all. This chicken thing, bring it down.
Adam, you're out of ammo. Click it in, and then you have to run through the drills of changing out a mag.
Okay, this is already expected of me, what do I do? And so they start to make their own decisions. They're forced to use their training to kind of make a decision on the fly.
It got done. I remember my lower back was killing me, my legs, my thighs were burning, and I was like, this is this is nuts.
But I think it's essential to getting them immersed immediately.
It's intense, it's awesome.
And I knew quickly that I was going to have to read up and study on military techniques, terminology, which is the big thing also. Once they train you through the weapons and the gear, they'll ask you why you're wearing it. Why are you doing this? What kind of caliber does this weapon take? Because what it truly shows is that if you actually know and understand what you're getting, because if you can explain it to them, then they've done their part.
So you really need to have regular refreshers and regular training in order to maintain any proficiency in this skill.
Just like with martial arts, you might be learning a sword or a bow staff. That's also a weapon, and it takes years of practice.
That's something that I don't think you can expect of most actors, is even if they did handle guns on this production 6 months ago, now we're on this production, are they going to remember everything that they learned 6 months ago?
I had to give it enough, the proper respect where it just, you have to take your time to build the technique, because once you build the technique, you can build the strength, and then the speed comes from there.
And that's what's awesome about these guys, is they are accurate 100%.
So in that sense, I mean, that kind of realism, it's just a matter of making sure people know what the heck they're doing.
If you have that understanding going into your scene, having trained for it months in advance, you're going to nail that role.
So you actually become what you're actually being trained for.
They really make sure that their actors are prepared.
It's about being professional at the end of the day and actually getting an actor to accomplish what they would like, and Bullet Exchange is very good at that.